It's been a unique journey. I've had this property for 3 years. I think it'll be 4 years in February. I bought it sight unseen through the pictures. Was adorable. My offer got accepted in November and I couldn't close until February because there was so much snow. The appraiser couldn't get out. So I bought it in a ski area in Eastern Washington. And when I initially bought it, I bought it for myself. I didn't think I would share it with anybody. And then I thought, what's this Airbnb thing? And I downloaded the app, went on the app. In 30 minutes, I had a short-term rental ready for people to rent. And it was during COVID time. And so right away, within the first 10 days, I had 12 rentals because people weren't flying anywhere.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey folks, welcome back to the show. Today's guest, Sabrina Linman, is a single-family investor who combines short-term and long-term rental models, creative financing with a hospitality mindset that drives repeat and premium rents. Sabrina, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
I always like to start off at the top, Sabrina, by asking guests how they got into the real estate space. How did you get started?
I started in the mortgage industry 30 years ago. I answered an
And
ad for a training. Living in a really small community. I got laid off from Boeing in the Northwest, and I moved back to my home community, and there was no jobs, no income. And I answered an ad for a commission-based loan officer and started being a loan officer, learning the ropes, going to real estate offices and trying to meet people and learn about loan products. And I became the manufactured home loan queen in my community. I learned about them, and
yeah,
that's where I started my niche business in the little country community that I lived in.
that's probably really big right now. We've seen a lot of movement in that whole space, alternative housing, manufactured homes, modular homes, ADUs. That's really big actually in Los Angeles right now. In that space, getting into the mortgage side of that space, is that a totally different niche than traditional single family?
Well, it is. It has its own set of guidelines that you have to work within. At the time, land home packages were a really big deal. And I had one company that we brokered to that did them and did them really well. And I just wanted to be the best at doing them and understanding that product in the community that I lived in. And it gave me the ability to understand and learn about construction loans as well, because that's part of a construction package, is putting the manufactured home on the land and
Yeah.
all that has to go in with that. It helped me learn how to become a construction loan expert as well.
Get a little bit granular on this because this is something that I haven't had a guest on the show discuss. When we talk about, manufactured homes, I'm thinking most of the time when people are going to make a purchase, it's a little bit different than when you're going per se to a realtor, right, to make a purchase. You may be going to a dealer and you may be walking in many ways similar perhaps to how you might buy a car. You might walk onto the lot and you might try to get financing. Is that typically how it was and how it is when people were going about that process?
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
Well, of course, they had to go to a dealer to find the home, but then you have to work with a realtor to find the land. So, as the loan officer, I'm working with the realtor and with the manufactured home dealer and setting all those things up, setting up the closing, getting all the bids, putting the loan together. So, it's really a 3-step process, similar to working with a contractor when you have a construction loan. Now we have 3 people involved, and sometimes 4 if it's an FHA, because there's a consultant involved. So, the loan guidelines are different, yet people are still qualifying for a loan product. Versus a stick-built house,
Yeah.
they're buying a house, there's one person involved. Usually it's the realtor, an inspector, and appraiser. There's more levels of people involved to ensure that we can get to the closing table.
The this strikes home with me because I actually had a wholesale deal early on in my real estate career where
Yeah.
we couldn't get it across the board because we couldn't find anyone to loan on it. And it was a very tricky situation. So I have a question, again, maybe a little granular here, about for folks who may have a mobile home already and are moving it, or there may be an existing home. Is it very challenging to get financing in that instance if it's not new?
Yes. So if a manufactured home has been moved from its original location where it was originally installed, the only true conventional financing that will finance it is a VA loan. Can't go Fannie, Freddie, or FHA. They won't lend on it. But in this era right now, a non-QM loan will offer that lending opportunity. Of course, it's a higher down payment and higher interest rate. We didn't used to have a source for it, but there are some non-QM entities now that will offer that financing. But it's not a traditional Fannie Freddie loan. Um, it's out there, but it has to be for the person with the right appetite. So let's say they bought a piece of lakefront property and they have a manufactured home that they bought 10 years ago and they want to move it to their dream lakefront property. Perhaps it makes sense for them to do that. Every instance is different why someone would want to do it, but the financing is different for that type of opportunity for sure.
Mhm. Walking through your journey, at what point did you start looking at real estate investing for yourself?
Well, probably I was loan processing for a while and I was processing for people that were investors. And I was
Yeah.
learning about putting those loan packages together and how they were doing an owner contract. They'd get somebody into a house, they'd give a $10,000 deposit. They'd say you have 2 years to get your own loan. And of course, we would want to do their loan because they couldn't get financing because they had bad credit. So we'd help them fix their credit. And then perhaps they didn't fix their credit and they would walk away from that property. And so we'd retain their $10,000 retainer because they didn't meet their commitment on their contract. So that was one of the first things I started learning about. Back then, you could do lot line adjustments. So someone would buy a piece of property, had an extra lot on it. We do an appraisal, split it up. Now they have another lot that's available for them to build on. We can't do that now, but I was exposed to a lot of investors who came in with creative things they wanted to do. And I was part of the team that helped get them to the closing table. So I learned about that, and I learned about single family attached units, where at one point I built 4 attached units. They were multi-units together, but they each had their own um, property number. So I had 8 units that looked like duplexes, but we sold them individually as 0 lot line adjustment properties. And so that was back in 99, 2000 that I started learning about those type of properties and investing. And that was a really great way to build wealth through rentals and then selling them as well individually.
Do you remember your first deal that you did on your own?
On my very own.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
A real estate agent friend of mine had some properties she was trying to liquidate. And she said, we want you to have the opportunity to buy this house, and we're bringing the investor for you. So I bought a property maybe for 130, and I had a private money investor who gave me the loan. And from that property, there were squatters, unbeknownst to me, and the
Yeah.
house was completely trashed, 100% trashed. They had a whelping pen. It was vile. And so I finally got them out, and then I had to go in and gut it and find somebody who was affordable that would go in and do all the things I needed to do to it so I could relist it and sell it. And I think I made $35,000 on that first property I did by myself.
Well, that'll give you some confidence. That'll give you some air, some proof of concept there. From there, did you do more of the same? Did you get into flips? Did you look at long-term rentals? What was the next year, 2 years like after that first deal?
I bought another property, and that property was a single family residence. The people had a lease term that I took over, and they didn't execute it, and COVID came, and I could not evict them. So they squatted for 2 years
My
in my
goodness.
property. Mhm.
Well,
Yeah, and
that'll
so
throw a wrench.
that
Yeah.
property, I did really well on that property because I think I bought it for 150 and I sold it for 325 because I kept it for probably 5 years and the market improved. And then I leveraged that property to cash out to buy another property, which is a short-term rental that I own today. Um,
I want to ask you about your unique strategy when it comes to rentals, short-term rentals. When we talk about hospitality mindset, I like to say that if you're an Airbnb host, you actually have to like hosting people. There's the host in there for a reason. I'd love to get your feedback on what makes a successful rental.
well, I think in the short-term rental business, it's been a unique journey. I've had this property for 3 years. I think it'll be 4 years in February. I bought it sight unseen through the pictures. Was adorable. My offer got accepted in November, and I couldn't close until February because there was so much snow. The appraiser couldn't get out. So I bought it in a ski area in Eastern Washington. And when I initially bought it, I bought it for myself. I didn't think I would share it with anybody. And then I thought, what's this Airbnb thing? And I downloaded the app, went on the app. In 30 minutes, I had a short-term rental ready for people to rent, and it was during COVID time. And so right away, within the first 10 days, I had 12 rentals because people weren't
Oh,
flying anywhere. So as I was setting that property up, I love to host, yes, and I wanted it to be lovely the way I wanted to have it. So every time I went over the back end of my SUV, stuff would fall out. I'd be buying stuff, and so it looked cute and lovely, and good sheets and towels and blankets and pots and pans and decorations and um, plants outside and a barbecue and all the things you need to do to set up a home that how you like to live. And so I worked really hard to make it be accommodating the way I would want to walk into someplace I rented. And it's just turned out, people leave me comments and say, oh, we feel like we were at our sister's house. Um, there's everything you could need here to feel comfortable. We can't wait to come back. So I try to make it as cozy and comfortable as I can as a place that I would want to go. And it's been an interesting journey. There's a lot of comments people leave about things that they didn't like maybe there's not enough gravel in the driveway, or there weren't enough hangers, or the pot wasn't big enough to boil the noodles. I take all those things into consideration every time somebody didn't care for something or wish there was something more. I try to make that in the unit so that people can feel comfortable when they're there. for
When we
sure.
talk about the short-term rental space, so much of it is dependent on where it is. Is there a tourist season? Also too, you have to make sure that you're having good ratings, turnover, right? And you have to have the cleaning staff come in very quickly.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
It's a totally different game than the, long-term, buy, rent, and hold. Do you think that folks who are in the short-term rental space, they themselves, especially if they're just starting out, have to be prepared to be physically at the property themselves often? Or can you have faith that, hey, I'm going to outsource this to a cleaning crew or maybe to some management team and they'll do a good enough job to keep my rating high?
So that's interesting that you ask because the property in the summertime, it's 3 hours away from me. And in the winter, it is in a destination community, a skiing community in the winter and rock climbing in the summer. And the pass to get there closest to my house closes in the winter. So it's 3 hours to get there in the summer and 6 hours to get there in the winter. And then I went, oh, I have renters. I don't have a cleaning team. What do I do? So I had to find a cleaning team and I had to go over and meet them and make sure that I had someone I could trust that would show up to clean between every single rental and communicate with them. It is a management. You have to be management minded. So you have to be host minded and you have to be professionally management minded to manage that property so that when your guests come in every single time, it's ready for a 5-star rating for sure. So I have a maintenance team and I have a cleaning team that helps me. And sometimes I need them to buy garbage bags or they're like, hey, we're out of shampoo. So not only do they prepare the property for me to make sure that it looks 100% for the next team, but do we need TP or paper towels or shampoo or soap or what do we need to make sure it's ready for them to come in and feel like they're just stepping into their sister's property and they feel comfortable. Firewood, kindling, long lighters, coffee, and things like that. You definitely have to be, again, management minded to make sure that it's ready to get that 5-star review because you want to be a super host. Like that's the goal on Airbnb.
Once you get that first successful Airbnb, is there any, strength that could potentially carry over to the next Airbnb as far as maybe in the algorithm or guests can see, hey, here's the other host properties in the area or in even other areas? Does that carry over in any way?
Yes, they can see if you have another property. I only have one right now, but they can see what your other properties are. They can see all your rankings. They can see your picture and what your hobbies are. And they can learn about you before they rent your property. And when they come in to rent from you, you can learn a little about them before you accept um, their request to stay at your property. You can read their past reviews and they can read yours as well. And the idea is that when I ask them to leave me a 5-star review, I want to leave them a 5-star review as well. And I put that in my communication to them. There's automated communication through Airbnb and Verbo that you set up, template communication that goes out to them. So it's kind of a one and done. You set up your communication and the days you want it to go during their visit, and those things go out to them. So that helps manage their stay, their experience, if they need anything. And then when they're checking out, we hope they leave us a 5-star review because we want to leave one for them too.
Day to day, what's your day to day like? Are you still active in the mortgage space? Are you focused on acquiring new properties for Airbnb or for long term rentals?
So I'm still in the mortgage space for sure. Right now, I'm focused on purchasing a commercial building that I want to put a day spa in and 2 apartments. So we're working on obtaining financing for that. And then I'm working on also purchasing a 7.5-acre property that will flip. And then in the midst of that, my Airbnb and my day job. And yeah.
Yeah, we are coming up on time here, but I do want to ask you a couple questions about the mortgage space, especially for folks. We didn't talk about this on the show to this point, but for folks who may feel like, man, homes are so expensive. What do I do? I got turned down a year ago at this one lender or from this one connection that I had. I'm not really sure where to go. And I don't know, real estate investors. I'm not, a real estate minded person myself. I almost feel like lost. I'm sure you encounter folks like this all the time. What would be your guidance to folks who may feel like, man, I don't know if there's hope for me?
Well, I think the number one thing for sure is finding someone you can trust that you can talk to. If you want to become an investor, or even if you want to purchase your first home, you- excuse me, um, reaching out and talking with someone that's approachable and friendly and willing to share the steps of what it takes to get there. I always call it a playbook. So whether you want to buy your first home or you want to buy your first investment property or you want to buy a short-term rental, let's talk about what plays it takes to get you to the finish line so you can score a goal for sure. But it really is about meeting with someone that you can trust and rely on to help you achieve that your wealth that you want to build, because it's really about wealth building.
Yeah. That communication and that ability to really confide in that loan officer is key. Sabrina, we are coming up on time here. Where can folks go to reach out to you? How can folks learn more about what you're doing? Where can folks get in contact with you?
So, we all live and die by our cell phones. So my cell number is 360-223-3446. And you can visit me at www.sabrinalinman.com. And of course, I'm all over social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. And YouTube, lots of videos out there to help people understand the process of purchasing a home, purchasing a short-term rental. Let's jump in and get you an investment property through a DSCR loan. Lots of opportunities to help folks and ways to reach me.
Sabrina, thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.